Hi paint pouring people. Today I'm going to return to my butterfly series, only this time I'm going to use a slightly different approach than in my previous butterfly videos. I'm going to create a butterfly through negative painting. Now, what is true negative painting, you ask? Well, it is when you create a subject by painting the space around it. For example, the butterfly is the positive, and you cut in with your background color. In this case, I'm going to be using white. You cut in to create the shape. It's simple, it's fun. The reason I do it is because it's a really loose way of painting. It causes you to think differently, and you'll really enjoy it if you just go for it. It takes a little practice, but you can do any shape. Again, I haven't done the butterfly before like this, so we're going to find out what a butterfly looks like painted negatively. First thing I'm going to do is put down the butterfly colors. Today I'm using a 16 by 20 canvas. I'm pouring stripes, and I'm going to do a swipe. That's how we'll start. So here we go. Okay, I've done my pour, and now I'm creating an area of butterfly color. If you notice, I didn't go too heavy on the paint, because if you go too heavy, you're going to struggle with the next step. So this is where my butterfly is going to be. I already decided it's going to be somewhat central, but slightly offset. Got some nice cells going, and now here is the negative painting part. I have some white in a cup so I can control the pour. I like using a paper cup so I can pinch it into a shape and pour accurately. So I'm going to get a general outline of a butterfly right now. The outer part is all going to be white, so I'm going to pour more of that so we have a nice white background. Now here's my drawing or painting tool. It's a small spatula. This is where you refine the shape. I'm pulling the white out. And of course you get cells, you get the colors mixing, but that's okay. I want it to be kind of free form. And I'm just looking at the shape of the butterfly. These things are never perfect. That's the idea of this. This is just a fun, spontaneous exercise to stay loose. You want to paint loose. And I'm painting this butterfly upside down. If you haven't noticed yet, it's facing you. I'm also going to work from the inside out some, because I see this, I want this to come out. So I'm working back and forth, but primarily the shape is being created by the white, which again is the negative space. I'm going to drag this over to the edge so we get some nice subtle color coming clear over here. Round that off a little. I'm going to drag a tail into these bottom wings here. I don't want to disturb the sails too much, but I do want a tail. I think that's kind of cool looking, and we'll define this a little more in a minute. Now I'm going to further define this shape with some black. If you watch my other videos, you know I like using this candy apple stick. I prefer it to a brush or anything. It's kind of a primitive way of doing things, but it helps keep it fun and loose. So here goes the body. Rather than pouring the black body, I'm going to dot some on with a stick because I don't want it too heavy. Keep it wavy and fun. Just a suggestion of a body. Lightly outline it. Don't forget the scallopy part. And then the feelers are always fun. Whoop. Make them fun. Make them come out. Now I'm going to move over to the other side of this painting, and I'm going to assess what else I can do here. All right, I'm looking at it from this direction. I see a couple things I want to do, really slight. I'm going to just bring in a little definition between the top wing and the bottom. Really slight. Again, you get a different look at it from a different direction and you see things. I also want to match up this tail slightly with this other one. This one's longer. Again, I'm not looking for them to be identical. I'm also going to do a little interior lines. Not much. Gives it a slightly detailed look. The idea of the shapes that are within a butterfly wing. It still needs a little something. There's a butterfly. I feel like it needs some context. I like what's happening here with the cells above the butterfly. It's defined against the white background, but yet you have some of this color passing through, which I think is really neat. But I'm going to add a little something. Put some green right on the table, not on the painting. And again, this is another reason I put plastic down on my table, because it becomes part of your palette. So here goes a little something. I don't want to overdo this, and I want to keep it very light and varied. Get some down on the edge. I always like color on the edge. I'm going to put some of my sunflower yellow. Again, I'm going to put it in a cup I'm going to make some small flowers. Little dandelion things is what I have in mind. But I don't want to over pour, so I'm putting just a small amount in a cup. Again, it's a paper cup. I'm going to pinch it. And I'm going to choose some places to put a very small amount. Again, I'm going to vary the height. Some are high, some are low. It's easy to overdo this. I have to remind myself constantly. Okay, there's 3. I'm going to put one low here. And one more up a little higher. There. I've got my straw. I'm going to blow very gently on these. I don't want them to be too big, so I'm going to have to be careful here. So these in my mind are dandelions. You can see I varied the height. You don't want them to look like little soldiers. You want it to look natural. And I'm going to just dip my stick into this green and make some stems. Again, just a suggestion of stems. Don't over labor this. Play with the stick slightly. Again, I want to stop while I'm ahead. I'm going to do one more thing. I have a signature thing that I've been doing for many years. It's a little spiral sun. So just for fun, I'm going to show you how I put my spiral sun in. I'm using Aztec orange. Again, I'm pouring it on my table. Clean off my stick. And I do a spiral. You can do a little of that or not. I always like primitive stuff. I like petroglyphs and cave paintings. So this type of thing reminds me of the symbolism of petroglyphs and cave paintings. That's it. Again, I'm not going to overdo it. So there's my negative painted butterfly. Remember, it's the color, and then you're cutting in with your background color. And again, in this case, it was white. I have other negative painting videos that would really be helpful to watch. If you haven't seen them, you can see me do other subject matter. Each one is different. So if you watch a couple of them, you'll understand the concept of negative painting if you haven't tried it. So I hope you'll give us a try. It's so much fun. It kind of frees you from worrying about what, I'm painting a tree, I'm painting a butterfly, I'm painting a whatever. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to do it all the time, but it's another technique that you can play with. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And remember, if you want to know what colors I used, I have them listed in the description below. I'm using my own Happy Medium paint ready to pour. The colors are listed. I hope you'll check it out at happymedium.fun. It's my own line of pouring paint. And if you enjoy my videos and would like to support my channel, I have a Patreon page. I also have a PayPal link. And don't forget to check out my Amazon shopping list for all my favorite paint pouring supplies. And when you do a butterfly, please join my group, Paint Pouring People, on Facebook. We'd love to see the butterflies. We have a lot of fun over there. Anyway, subscribe, like this video, comment. We'd love to read the comments, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.